Welcome to the Palisades Ultra Safety video. We will be covering risks of encounters, and they are pretty much in order of your risk. The first risk, the one that you will come across most often, are rocks. The next one could potentially be getting lost. Stinging nettle is inevitable. Crossing Big Elk Creek is inevitable, but it's low risk. And then finally, bears. It is also extremely low risk, but it is something that we do need to discuss. So let's get started with rocks. There are rocks in Palisades, I know, surprisingly enough. Everyone will be going on this section. It's Big Elk. You can see to the left there are rock fields, and they tend to tumble down onto the trail, so we can go and pick them up and throw them out of the way, but they will just roll back down the mountain. So watch your footing, even on spots that you see that are flat on the map. When you get out there, they may be flat, but they may not be very runnable because of the rocks.
So this here is some stinging nettle. Even though it's July 3rd, we're still gonna have this creep up within a week or two. It pops right up. Here's some bigger brushes. You can see it by these sharp points. It usually has a dark stem, and then it'll start to kind of flower. You can see right kind of in there. But this is all stinging nettle. Here's a bigger patch, but this stuff will cause your legs to itch. Here's some with its buds on it. There's some more right there. So this is where some calf sleeves. I'm just right before the half mile, or the half marathon turnaround point. You'll see a nice swath that we've cleared on this. This is probably a pretty high passing point, so we don't want anyone having to run through any of these nettles. You'll see that along the edges here. This is probably not a good spot to go off into the brush and go to the bathroom. There's more stinging nettle. This is what I like to call the milk thistle. Usually has a yellow head, and then when you break it open, it's got a milky white cream in it. And if you ever get stung by stinging nettle, you see all the white starting to come out on these. If you ever get stung by stinging nettle, find one of those milkweeds. I don't call them milkweeds, but a lot of times they'll have a dandelion head. Once this yellow goes away, it'll turn into a dandelion type head that you can blow the seeds. But rub that on your sting spots, and it will help the pain. So a good natural remedy.
Getting lost is definitely a concern that I think everybody has during an ultra. We've purchased an additional 150, well, we've purchased more, but we will be putting out an additional 150 markers on the course this year as compared to last year. So what that means is look for the markings where there's a critical turn, look for the signs, and if both of those seem to have failed you, have your phone with you or a map. Download the maps that we have on our website. We have instructions for an app that you can import into, or use Trail Run Project. There's a lot of different options to put a GPX track on your watch, on your phone. You can have the phone in airplane mode and still pull it out when you need it. GPS is standalone on phones now, so it'll work regardless. But sweepers are in the area, and know that you're 5 to 10 miles away from help if needed.
All right, without any famous last words, Jeff is fording the river in his flippy flops with a rope as a guide.
That works really well.
Yeah, he likes the rope with a little bit of slack on it. Gives him a sense of security crossing the river, and this is the rope we're going to have up for the for the Palisades Ultra, all the races. Boom, he made it. up to weed whack all the stinging nettle in Dry Canyon in his bear shorts. Whew, water line's a little higher than the knees right now, and it is chilly. Down there about the knees, but a little swifter. So yeah, rope isn't too bad.
We do want to touch on the fact that we do have critters in the area. And yes, there are bears. Bears live in Palisades. Take precautionary steps. If you feel comfortable carrying bear spray, carry bear spray. It works well to buy one of the smaller bear spray bottles, put it in your front pocket of your running vest, have it ready. If you feel comfortable not having it, that's perfectly fine and acceptable as well. I wanted to show a picture of a black bear, which is what this is, and then the side profile shows what they look like from the side. And these pictures are brought to you by Chadwick Photography, as they were up in Yellowstone here about a month ago. So these are not from Palisades, these are pictures of bears from Yellowstone. So the black bear can be just as aggressive and just as dangerous, if not more, than grizzly bears. Black bears are not the top of the food chain like grizzly bears are. Therefore, black bears, if they charge, they do not bluff. They are acting out of fear, where a grizzly bear may bluff charge. But as you can see in these pictures of the grizzly bear coming up, they are a little bit more frightening. But with the black bear, they've got the longer ears. The back is at the shoulders, it is flat. Where grizzly bears, we'll switch to those pictures now. This is a nice couple. They're probably fighting over who has to cook dinner that night. But you'll notice the claws on those grizzly bears. That is what makes them so dangerous. And then here's a picture of a grizzly bear and its side hump. You don't always get these clear, distinctive visual cues. But being in groups, making noise, carrying bear spray, those may not all be possible during an ultra, but any one of those combinations are recommended. So that concludes our safety video, and please email us palisadesultra@gmail.com if you have questions, or you can go to our website at palisadesultra.com. Be safe.